Here's a quick lesson on what people are talking about when they say caged. Because I remember hearing that a lot when I started guitar, and I was like, what in the world are they talking about? And people would make it seem like it was really easy or more advanced. And here's what caged means. If you just start with a C chord, I'm just going to play it so you can see it. Wait, C, A, I don't ever do this anymore. G, E, G. So you might be like, what in the world is that? Cage, C, A, G, E, D. Actually, D should be like this. I'll do it one more time, then I'll explain what this is all about. C, A, G, E, D. This chord's inconvenient. And then it goes back to C. So what this is talking about is the order of shapes moving up the guitar. So like here's the C shape. No, this is an A shape, and you might be like, well, that doesn't look like an A. If you were to slide this chord down, look at these three notes right here. If I held it like this, let's say, it's the same chord. Let's say I slid the shape down. See, it's an A major shape. So what it's talking about is the order of shapes. So this is actually a C major chord. All the chords I just played are C major. This one's hard. All of those are C major chords, but the shapes are what the CAGED refers to. So here's a C shape, A major shape, or you can just bar it like normal. G major shape. So see, this looks like the next one, C, A, now G. So this is really inconvenient. People don't usually do this, but this is the full shape. So this, like, if I slid this down, it would be a G chord. This is a C chord, but it's a G shape moved up to make a C chord. So see how it looks like a G chord? That's why I'm saying C, A, G. Now this shape is an E major shape. That one's a little easier to see. There's E major, but when it's up here on the 8th fret, it's a C shape. And the last one, and it's clearest if you just do it like this. So it's a D shape. But it's up here, when it's up here on 13th fret, it's actually a C major chord, and the full way to do it is like this. Some people are actually good at this shape. I think it's really annoying to do this. I've actually seen people who are good at breaking this out really fast. So you got so all these chords I'm doing are C major, but the shapes are C shape, then the A shape, then the G shape, the kind of hard one, the E shape, and the D shape. And then it would keep going. Then it would be back to the C shape, back to the A shape, back to the G shape, which is impossible right there, but I could do it like this. And you actually would have the E shape. This is as high as you can go. So then, like, you can do this with any chord. So let's say we started with A major. This is actually an A major chord, but the next shape where A major will occur would be, so you gotta think about CAGED, would be G. So here would be the next A major shape. And after that would be E. There's the E shape. After that would be the D shape. And then the C shape. And then back to the A shape. So you might be like, well, what is the point of this? Because I mean, this looks pretty useless. This is just bar chord. This, like, it's kind of like, why would you ever need this? Like, when I learned it, I was like, this is kind of stupid. Like, I had a teacher telling me to learn it and practice it, and it would help me. And I was like, I'm like, why am I doing this? This is stupid. But the reason why it's helpful is, let's say someone's playing, like, let's say someone's just strumming a C chord, and you're trying to figure out, you want to make up something over the top of it. Well, you could be like, someone's playing this. You could be. what I did is I picked a little piece out of the next shape. Or you could be like, well, I want to go higher, so the next shape is up here. Yeah, because we had C, A, the G shape is the next one. So it would be this shape, actually. You can start mixing them together. So what it does is it allows you to visualize stuff on the fretboard. Like you can make up like a solo, like. Sounds kind of stupid because it's just notes from a C chord. Most solos, usually you want to add other notes. So what you start to do is like visualize other notes. So like here's like my main note, someone's playing C. So you start noodling around, or you kind of can know more about the guitar and what's going to get what result, but maybe you want it jazzier, you add this note. Or if you want it bluesier, you could add like you could add B flat in there, so you could be like. So using like this A shape from the C. So I think the best thing to do is just actually learn this. I'm just going to go really slow and you could try to learn it. Because I thought it was stupid when I was first taught it, but I guess it does really help to sort of understand how the guitar is working. Because these shapes are the only possible shapes. Like most time people don't use the full shapes unless you're a rhythm guitarist. When you're soloing, you only use pieces like I was doing. But these are like the only ways to play C. Like as you go up, there's no other ways to actually play C. You could try to get in between some of these shapes, but like most of the time you're going to end up with pieces. Like let's say you want to take a piece here. It's like, well, how would you get a piece of this one over here? Like maybe you go to this one, but then you're actually kind of in the G shape idea. So it really covers like everything for the major chords, and you can learn it for other chords, but most people just learn it for major chords. So here it is really slow for anyone who wants to learn it. The first one is C, just a regular C major chord, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0, starting from here. So that's the C shape in CAGED. The next one's still a C major chord, but it's the A shape in CAGED. So 3, 5, 5, 5, 3 is the full bar chord. You can actually put this bass note in there and cover another note. Most people will just think of this. So 3, 5, 5, 5, 3. That's the A shape in CAGED. The next one's the G shape. This is an awkward one. You got to put, to do the full thing, you got to put your third finger on 8, middle finger on 7, and you got to bar 5, 5, 5, and then your pinky on 8. So no one really does this. I mean, maybe sometimes. This is so inconvenient, but people do the top of it or the bottom of it all the time, or the middle of it. But 8, 7, 5, 5, 5, 8. The next one should be, so that was the G shape in CAGED. The next one was the E shape. This is just standard bar chord. So 8, 10, 10, 9, 8, 8. 8, 10, 10, 9, 8, 8. And the last one's D. I usually would do it like this. So it would be 12, 13, 12. But if you want, you can do like the full movable D shape, which is it's really inconvenient. You gotta put your first finger on 10, middle finger on 12, pinky on 13, and then your ring finger up on 12. So it's pretty uncomfortable. But that's the full D shape. So that's 10, 12, 13, 12. Then you're back to the C shape, because it's kind of cool to get back to it and to see how you have to do a C shape when you don't have the open position, the nut, to do this job for you of holding those strings down. So what you gotta do is put your pinky on 15, your ring finger on 14, your first finger on 12, your middle finger on 13, and then you're barring to get 12. So this is actually, this shape I use all the time, like when I'm just playing guitar, like Like I would do like an F chord, like let's say I wanted to go C to F. So this shape is actually like, it seems hard at first, but it's really useful. So all the shapes again, we had C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape, D shape, C shape. And you can do it for any chord once you kind of get the concept. Like you could do F, so E shape. Next would come the D shape, or the hard way to do it. Then after the D shape, should go back to the C shape, then the A shape, then the G shape, and then the E shape. So that was all of them for an F chord. So hopefully that was helpful, because it is confusing. The last thing I would say about CAGED, like the other significance of it to me, is that the only 5 open chords on the guitar are C, A, G, E, D. There's really no other open major chords. So C, A, G, E, and D. So if you think about it, like F is actually just E moved over. Or like B major, which is a common chord, is A moved over. I'm trying to think of if there's any other ones that people see. It might be confusing. And really that's it. Those are the most common chords on guitar. Major chords. And so the only ones that are open chords are C, A, G, E, D. C, A, G, E, D. And of course people play little pieces of them, or like modify them, like C chord with pinky. Or do like C chord with in the bass, an extra note. So I mean there's like single note modifications people do, but I would still consider like there's only these 5 open chords. C, A, G, E, D, and it's the same as C, A, G, E, D. The same as that. It's like the same recurring shapes. So hopefully that was helpful, because I remember hearing about this a ton when I was starting guitar and not getting it. And once you kind of understand the concept, it does help, because then it kind of opens up. If you have some of these main concepts in mind, then when you start to hear people who are more advanced talking, like, kind of pick out what they're trying to do, what they're talking about. So even like for me, I'm not a metal guitar player, but like when I hear people talking all that stuff, because I've had to learn some of it before, like I know enough like about the modes, and if they're talking about in terms of music theory, to get what the heck they're talking about, and to kind of learn a little bit that way, or for other styles of music. So these kind of concepts do pay off down the road. So hope that was helpful. Alright, bye.